Pay attention to it.
So Brewer with a quick throw, caught at the 42-yard line. That's Ford, and he'll fall forward to the 43 for a gain of 5. And so with the 2 backup receivers out, and really you only lost 2 receptions between those 2, but in case of
pretty much a receiver, so he kind of picks up the slack there. Then they move the big tight end outside, Ryan Malik, and he can be a receiver.
They gave him 6 on that play, so it's 2nd down and 4. Another quick throw, another one to Ford, made the first one miss, got a little bit of a shade block, and he will fight for the first down. So we get an idea of the strategy, at least on the first couple of plays. 6 again for Ford.
Ford is so elusive out in the field. You see that? I mean, he had him dead to right. Matt Linscott, one of the lateral movement, and then he hits that gas pedal and gets up and gets the first down.
So he's on. We'll begin this time with an empty backfield. You got Phillips in the slot on the right, and Ford, who's already caught us some balls in this game.
They're going to check to a pass because of all these guys in the box, and now you see Tulsa changing it a little bit.
And Brewer's not really a running style quarterback. Quickly dumps it out to Ford, and this is well blocked. And guess what?
Track meet.
On the angle, can he get him? No, he can't. We've got another long touchdown.
Quick screen. Watch these 57 and 71 right there. Boom, one guy down, the other guy down. There's nobody left. That's great execution is all that is.
Tulsa's defense has given up almost 300 yards
to the tight ends.
Sam Rogers, number 45, now the tailback spot. Phillips goes in motion. Rogers sneaks out to the end zone. Too hot. Virginia Tech, you wouldn't believe it based on what we've seen, but 37% is not very good on 3rd down.
Changing the call again. And that in turn makes Tulsa change theirs. Still chess match.
Made a hand signal to Ford, throws it to him, and it's off his hands, incomplete. There was some, according to head coach Jimbo Fisher, and no elaboration on that. So from the 24-yard line, Sam Rogers, the tailback. That is Hodges, the big tight end slash receiver in motion. He's 6'7". Over him, and it's caught, and there's Ford again, and he's already having a good day. They stay on the ground. Coleman up the gut and still fighting through and getting an assist
off the field.
Beamer looking for win number 280, and it would be his final one. Fake that little jet sweep. Brewer going to take a shot down in the end zone into coverage, incomplete, and here comes a flag. Or occasionally they will pick it up.
Yeah, and even in the description, referee Castleberry said it was beyond the receiver.
Yeah, well then that's a good way of putting it. Meantime, Coleman, and again, just benefiting from they run a little jet here with Ford. He could throw it. Thought he was for a moment. Doesn't need to. He is. Ooh, he gets tossed there on a clean tackle, though, by McKinley. Trayvon McMillan. Yeah, mine too. Is the tailback. He blocks. Brewer on the run, hits, and that's going to be caught for an 8-yard pickup by Buck. Rogers into the tailback, takes the play action fake. Brewer wants a deep shot down the middle of the field. Little wobble on that pass. And here comes a flag as Ford was.
He got beat by that little move and grabbed himself a tail.
That's Malik going into a blocking position for Rogers, and Rogers has a determined way about him. There's a little play action fake. Brewer has the time. Long throw, incomplete. Intended to run one at Yankee Stadium. We've had a blast here at Independence Stadium. That's Isaiah Ford, top playmaker for Tech, going to the top of your screen. Looking all the way toward him. Makes the catch, gets the first down. And he is almost thrown out of bounds
at the end. And that's why he's not here today. Classy move by Justin Fuente.
Ford, this is blocked and not that well. Tulsa did a great job as we check in for more.
Does or egos, pretty much just keeping up the system that's already in place. Guys, back to you.
No, that would be a good idea. They just need to improve the talent just a little bit.
Stay healthy would help.
Yeah, that's a good point. Brewer with a nifty throw. Ford in traffic makes the catch.
Got it.
Staying on the the ground. Coleman getting a lot of work in this half. And he'll get into Golden Hurricane. The Hokie, where Frank Beamer wanted it, sitting on the bench. Play action fake again. Brewer wants the deep shot. One-on-one with Ford, and did he make the catch is the question. He did, and there's a flag down as well. Yards and almost a touchdown.
And Barrow can't cover him, so he's had to foul him. And it happened again. And Ford did such a great job of adjusting to the football. You know, he was almost out by the numbers.
Pass interference
and ends
by
up
number
catching
23
it
of the
inside the
defense.
hat.
For you. Of course, it was interesting to begin with.
It usually does.
It got very interesting near the end. From the empty backfield set, Ford gets one block, makes a sweet move in traffic, but that's all he's going to get. That was a great effort for 3 yards.
On his targets.
That's an arena game. You know, 10 for 180 and a score. Make that 11.
A half.
And based on the way his offense finished, but now can his defense, which should be refreshed after the halftime break, do something against Virginia Tech?
I think he has a good grasp of where his program is right now and the help they need to make this defense viable.
And that's going to be close to the first down. Linscott on it.
So to get a stop right here, kick this second half off the right way on defense.
They rush 5. Brewer, beautiful pass, flip over, catch made. We saw earlier bothered A.J. Hughes on his first punt of the night. 5 out of 7 third down so far for the Hokies.
Looks like just a 3-man rush coming from Tulsa. Going to drop back with 8.
That gives Brewer time to find Ford open at midfield. Brought down by Michael.
This thing come open. Ford's going to run an inside cut. It's really a post route and sticks it in there, and then he's aiming for that hash.
100 yards, 410, and Ford has 202 of those. And Edmonds gets the football. And with some fresh legs, he'll get across the 30, and he'll get a first. They won, and then sometimes it just gets totally out of whack. And particularly in a game when you have a team that's in charge like Virginia Tech is, that pass underneath.
Take as much off as they can.
Well, you have to think the pace we had at the beginning of the game was just insane.
Yeah.
It was not possible to keep that up.
Yes, unsustainable for sure.
Here's Ford on a jet sweep. A couple of stutter steps, and Craig Suits brings him down, but not until Ford gets a. McMillan, the tailback, and you know what? Maybe Justin Fuente's most significant recruiting job to date wasn't a play. Was announced to wear a Frank Beamer T-shirt on the bench during a Virginia Tech basketball game the next day. Brewer looking deep, goes medium, beautifully run route that time. J.C. Coleman is the tailback.
And they do, maybe unbeknowingly, and they let it go.
Yep, they go on with it, and Coleman. Second down and 1 as we start the fourth quarter with J.C. Coleman at the tail. And again, behind that blocking and some great running by Coleman. He lost the ball into the end zone. The chase is on, and it goes out of the end zone.
For a touchback.
Playoffs coming, the playoff games coming, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Incredible triple header.
Can't wait.
How about starting your day with Ohio State and Notre Dame for traditional name value? As Brewer can take a shot. Has a man, it's Ford. Stutter step, what's he going to do? 35?
He'll give a little to get more.
Well, he's down to 25.
Just the pace of the stem of his route. That's the initial get off before you make a move. He just got himself open.
Look at those numbers, man. 227. I hope that's an Independence Bowl record. I hope I can't. Play action. That one got away from him. And a flat.
Tulsa offense off the field, playing their brand of Beamer ball.
Keep an eye on Ford there as he dashes toward the top of your screen. Brewer looking in that direction. There's Ford. Oh, and it should have been intercepted, and nobody. All right, John, thank you very much. At least we are entertaining. At least the game is entertaining at 55-45. This is Ford on the jet sweep action, and Ford almost got the first down. A little shoestring tackle by. Yeah, but you got to look for Ford. Brewer in some trouble. Pressure from the backside. He's going to have to eat it. That's 15 points in the game.
They've outrushed or out total yardage. They have 153 in this quarter, 55 for Tech.
Brewer. And there's Ford. You got to go to your big playmaker.
Did he drop it?
Yes.
Second down. Execution from Brewer. I mean, that ball's there, just a little low, and the tip touched the ground. Or did it? I mean, the ball can hit the ground as long as you have control of it. I don't think he had control of it.
I-4
comes a blitz.
They're going to go to Rodgers, and he fights to get to the 25-yard